Okay, we're unlocked. And we're not budging.
You're not budging at all? Houston, are you ready to blow down the thermal cover, Bill?
That's affirmative, story. And we'd like both valves to emergency.
And Tam, are you on the equalization valves there?
Okay, I'm at the outer hatch, Story.
Okay, uncap them, and then take them, if you can, simultaneously both to emergency.
Okay.
We're going to blow down the thermal cover and then use the CCTVs in the bay to look at the mechanisms.
Okay, got one vent cap off.
I like these contingency EVAs, you know?
I didn't think we'd be doing one in the airlock, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Story, both the equalization valves are in off. I just want to give you the whole config. The hatch is in the unlocked position. And you're saying you want me to take both these valves to emergency?
The air coming out of those valves will blow down the thermal cover such that we can look at the hatch mechanism with the RMS camera.
Exactly. So, both silo to emergency, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you ready?
We're ready? And the thermal cover did pop down.
Okay.
Great. Airlock pressure going down, Kenny.
Copy.
Okay, you guys...
Good. Monitoring my suit peak.
Just relax.
Airlock repressurized to 3.8 pounds per square inch. Equalization valves in the airlock were configured so that the outer thermal cover could be blown open. Very visible in this view from payload bay cameras. Now cameras on the remote manipulator system will be positioned so that a view of the hatch locking mechanism can be offered to flight controllers here in Mission Control to provide additional insight as to what may be hanging up the hatch handle, which has so far not cooperated in efforts to be opened so that the hatch could be opened to allow Jernigan and Jones to begin their spacewalk. Jernigan and Jones have spent the better part of the last hour attempting to solve the problem of the bulky hatch handle, which has not cooperated in efforts which have been made by both spacewalkers to try to rotate it into a position so that the hatch could actually be open. Flight controllers here are continuing to assess various options, but they would first like to get a view of the hatch opening mechanism on the outside of this airlock hatch now that the thermal cover has been blown open.
In Columbia, Houston, we're looking at some arm positions to see if we can get better camera views. For right now, though, we'd like for you to go ahead and select what you think will be the best camera view available with as tight a zoom we can.
Copy.
At the aft flight deck of Columbia, pilot Ken Rominger will be positioning the robot arm so that its cameras can offer the flight controllers a bird's eye view of the hatch mechanism and the opening mechanism that has so far proven not to be cooperative in efforts to allow the hatch to be open so that Jernigan and Jones could begin their spacewalk.
All right, thank you.
Pilot Ken Rominger now maneuvering the shuttle's robot arm. This view from the end effector camera on the robot arm in an effort to offer flight controllers more information. And Don McMonigal, the manager of the EVA project office, continues to be with us tonight.
Result of the repress and depress the X state your suit is in. And the message will go away after you breathe it down to 4.55.
Okay, Bill, I understand. Thank you.
Rob, what we're doing right now is maneuvering the robotic arm to get a closer-up view of the outside of the airlock hatch. And the intent here is to see if a locking mechanism that that is synchronized between the inner handle.
Sunshine coming in the hatch there.
To see if the locking mechanism that's synchronized between the inner handle and the outer handle really is being actuated on both sides as Tammy locks and unlocks the locking mechanism on the handle on the inside. And there's curiosity as to whether or not that linkage is engaged to the outer handle, and we want to get a close-up view of the outer handle to see if at the hub of the handle the the painted hash tab rotates up and down as Tammy rotates that same lock-unlock tab on the inside up and down.
Rominger is now rotating the wrist of the remote manipulator system or robot arms so that flight controllers have the correct orientation for this diagnostic view of the outside of the hatch.
And as we look at the view from the end effector of the robotic arm right now, what we'll probably try to do is zoom in and focus on the hub of that handle that's at the upper central part of the hatch we're looking at.
Position, of course, we'd like to get as tight a view as we can of the hub there and the actuating mechanism.
And the motion we're looking for, Rob, now is in the upper left corner of the picture, and at that hub of that mechanism there is a tab on the lower right side that should be rotating up and down as Tammy locks and unlocks the inner handles tab.
I tell you what, that's just what Mom ordered. What we'd like now is to have Tammy try to activate the lock and unlock mechanism and then try the handle again. Although you've got such a good view, we can even read the unlocked on the tab.
Okay, right now we're fully seated in the locked position. I'm going to rotate to unlock. Okay, again, we'll not seat in the unlocked position. That's about 3/4 of the way. I'll jiggle the handle as I try to get it properly seated in the unlocked position.
Tammy, what we see is that the outside handle is in the unlocked position. What we would recommend is removing the inside handle, putting it in the unlocked position, and then attempting to reinstall it.
Okay, and I think that's where we were earlier, but I'd be glad to try that again. Okay. Handle is removed. The unlocked position. Doing fine work there. Mom, could you stabilize me a little bit, please? That's right, stop, please. Thanks. Okay, Houston, the handle is back on. The tab is fully seated in the unlocked position.
Okay, Tammy, if you would try to cycle yes, ma'am, please cycle the tab again.
Okay, so we're fully seated, unlocked, and you want me to go back and seat in the locked position?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are fully seated in the locked position.
And Taco, at this time, we'd like to zoom out a little bit so that we can see more of the actuator that moves off to the right. Just a little bit more. That's good. Tammy, with the locking mechanism in the unlocked position, we'd like for you to try to cycle the handle again.
currently we're in the locked position. I'll go to unlocked and cycle the handle. So I'm rotating from locked to unlocked, and again, will not seat in the unlocked position. And I'm rotating the handle, trying to seat the mechanism with no joy. And no movement of the hatch.
Tammy, how about taking the handle to the full, the airlock hatch handle itself to the full locked position? Not the locking tab, just there you go.
Okay, we're there. Still can't go to unlocked. But right now we're in the full locked position.
And we'd like for you to go ahead and try to cycle it to lock and then back to unlock.
Okay, Bill? With the handle in the fully locked position, it seats properly when I lock it, but it will not reseat in the unlocked position. The only way that it seats in the unlocked position at this time is to remove the handle, actuate the mechanism, and leave it in unlocked, and then reinstall the handle in the unlocked position.
Tammy, we'd like for you just to give it one more try to unlock the hatch.
Okay, so I take the handle off and seat the lock in the unlocked position, and then put the handle back on before I try to rotate the handle?
Negative, Tammy. I'll try to be a little clearer. I'm mixing up locks and opens. We'd like for you to go ahead and try to open the hatch at this time.
Okay, right now though the locking device is in lock. Do you want me to try to open it in locked?
Move it to unlock and then try to open the hatch.
Okay, but again, it will not go all the way to unlocked. It only goes about 3/4. But I'm moving it as far as it will and pulling on the handle.
Hey, Houston, BB2, she's got a good handhold on the yellow hatch handrail, and it's exerting her full force, and there's no motion past the original position of the handle.
We copy, Tom.
Tammy and Tom, they have a real good view with cameras of the handle on the outside of the hatch, which mimics what yours is doing. So they can see what you're doing, and it's looking...
Okay.
They've got a real good view, so...
Okay, Taco,
think about it for a second. Houston, Columbia, from flight deck.
Go ahead, Taco.
Bill, I'm sure you guys noticed this too. The handle got all the way back to locked during that previous effort with lock.
And as we look at the view from the outside of the outer hatch and look at the circumference of the hatch and the linkages there, if you look at the individual black sections, you can see that some of the, what I'm calling the dogs, or the tabs that hold this hatch from rotating inward into the airlock, are extended over the wall or the sill of the outer hatch and holding it from rotating in. And those dogs would all be pulled in if we were able to successfully rotate this unlock handle a full revolution, as you see in the direction shown on the outer side of the hub, or around the circumference of the hub of the handle.
That is Don McMonigal, the manager of the EVA project office here at the Johnson Space Center. The next option, which may be considered by the flight control team here,
rapidly popping the handle back, rotating back to the lock position, maybe get something that's jammed due to geometry back in configuration, so it would be able to rotate.
Okay, Taco, you can try that. What we'd like to do is have you do a couple of things in parallel. Go ahead and try whatever you can to free the handle, but we would like the depress valves closed.
Okay, Tammy's working that.
And at the base of the picture here,
Depress valve is closed.
Okay, we'd also like the outer hatch equalization valves closed.
and at the base of this view, you can see the equalization valves they're discussing. And then we want to rotate those two wafer valves to the closed position so that pressure, you can see them rotating now, so that when we repress the airlock, that air is not allowed to escape through to the vacuum through those valves.
The reverse procedure of those valves down was used to blow down the thermal cover a while ago to provide us with this view. And through the center porthole, the motion that you see is actually Jernigan and Jones as they continue to troubleshoot the problem with the hatch handle and its associated mechanism.
That's correct. Both of them, Tammy.
Again, Story?
Yep. Both the outer equalization valves to off.
Off. Stand by, Story. Let me get this, make sure this one's fully seated. Okay, off and off. Story, both the outer equalization valves are in the off position.
Copy.
Some 90 minutes now into the troubleshooting of the balky hatch handle and its associated mechanism. Flight controllers are going to try to regroup now. The plan calls for the repressurization of the airlock. The crew members will remain in their spacesuits, and Story Musgrave, the veteran crew member, veteran spacewalker himself, will attempt to add his expertise to an attempt to solve this problem.
And then bam, back to locked.
Try it again.
Smoothly rotating to unlocked, and then bam, back to locked.
Okay, thanks. We're seeing the linkages around the edge of the hatch move, Tammy, just for your information. But they're not moving very far before they encounter resistance.
Okay. And Taco, be advised, you're just a bit broken.
Yeah, we see the motion and the linkage. What we've discovered so far, Bill, with the inner hatch handle on the outer hatch is that it doesn't matter whether the inner hatch handle is locked or unlocked. We still get about that same 30 degrees of play on the rotation of the handle. And we see the mechanism, the linkage is moving in response to that. But at some point, at that 30-degree point, something jams. And right now, our thinking is that jam is occurring in the hub of the latch handle mechanism.